That is the wrong button, but it still kind of works. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. It's currently 5 o'clock. Why did I press that button? My button game has not been good. I had to restart my computer twice because the first time I had a bunch of Docker stuff going on. So like, who cares? I just restarted because I didn't want to clean everything up properly. And then like the second time I restarted it, freaking Logitech wasn't working, and so like my camera like lost all of its filters and stuff. Who knows? Who cares? We're gonna get back into it. We're gonna start it today. And I thought I reset the timer, but I hit start earlier. That's why. Okay. But yeah, let's get started. I just realized how much I smell like tacos. I went to my favorite taco shop today. Got a new taco. I will not spoil what it is. It was a very good taco, though. Very happy with it. Overall, even though there were some bumps today, pretty good day today. I can tell I'm looking for reasons to not like it, just like instinctively, which I need to not do that. But excited for today. We're getting ever closer. In fact, pretty darn close. I would almost say today could be the last day of the clamp construction. I'm unhappy with many parts of it, but that is in no way... Oh, we never finished inking like half the stuff last time anyways. It's the first one, right? We learned a lot. We have plenty more to do, especially if they take this long. Even though this number is inflated because I was doing it what I would say incorrect way the first time. Oof. I'm feeling a bit unconfident in my line work today, so we'll make sure we improve upon that. There we go. But yeah, not a horrible day, which is good because there's been some rough days recently. My mom was kind enough. She's taken up the mantle on feeding my birds and sent me a video of one of my crows today. My crows, our crows, the crows. They're wild. And of course, all they were doing was just stealing the peanuts. That was definitely probably one of the best highlights of today. Was seeing one of the crows. Love those guys. But like, yeah, there's so many reasons I would try to complain about today. Some of them valid, but I need to stop hating. Today was a good day. We should take it where we can get it. I got enough sleep. Man, I got a lot of sleep. I slept in for an hour on accident. Thankfully today, Tuesdays are okay for that. Got a new job offer. Made some progress on a personal project. I would like to be able to hang out with friends today. That's the final goal of today. Will that happen? Probably not. But no, I just wanna hang out with people that I find chill, which is possibly what could happen with this stream. It's not looking too populated right now, but who knows? We could have Dio who joins and says, "Kavel, you beautiful man," or TS Block, or anybody else. We'll see. I realized I've become a little bit what's it called? Pessimistic. I've become a little bit pessimistic when people stop by the streams. And I just assume, and I mean rightfully so, that they won't stay long. Like of course I would love people to stay, but I just kind of assume that they're just gonna be here for a short bit. It's very rare that someone joins the crew, per se. Naya's like here very frequently. Very thankful of that. But I'd say, you know, I wouldn't, maybe a 20%. No, not even that. Like 10% of people actually stay. No, even smaller than that. 5% of people actually stay and like consistently watch the streams. And I'm not like hearkening. Like you don't have to go do whatever you want in life. I don't care. Just of course, I definitely do appreciate when people stop by and or stick around and we get to meet new people and like really get to know them and see their art or whatever other hobbies that they're invested in, I should say. Or just how people grow, how they change. Man, this was super isometric. Wowie. Super isometric. I need to find a better word for that. The VP's super far away. There we go. It's a little bit of a better descriptor. It's hard to believe it's already Tuesday. Ugh. We need to stop that. Time flies. I guess time flies when you're having fun, and today was, like I said, a good day, so. Maybe I've finally gotten to the groove of this semester. I don't know, I feel like something last night just clicked. I don't know what it was. And I wish it was as simple as that. Could I wake up tomorrow and I could be just as rough and tough as all the others? Possibly, yeah, but I'd rather not think that way. Ay, ay, ay. Very wobbly, need to ghost a lot more. Boeing. Should I get an ASMR mic? I feel like that'd completely ruin my streams. I mean, I'm keeping this mic forever. Sure, it's a bit finicky, but economically, I could not see. Dio's here, and we called it. What's up? Hope you're doing well. I had a good day today. I had a really good day. Woke up on the right side of the bed. Got my favorite food, my favorite taco shop for dinner. Was productive. How are you? And Dio, if you get the chance, I have a question for you. Also, yeah, yesterday you said you weren't feeling the best. Are you feeling any better today? Hey, smearing ink. Feeling good, just really tired. That's good to hear. Or the good part, not the tired. Well, hey, if you need to go to sleep, I won't blame you. My question for you is you said you were from Germany. What was the process of learning English? Did you learn it in school? Did you learn it on your own? And what was the most effective way of learning English? Oof, not the best ellipses today. I've been on an ellipse drought. Not the best ones. Maybe we need to do a cylinder challenge again. Nice. Let's do a sausage form and then. Hmm. No, we'll take all the time we can get. So, okay, what we're going to do instead, we're going to do BRB, as per usual. It's going to be 3 minutes today because I didn't get a chance to run all the ads at the beginning of the stream, so I apologize. You guys have an extra minute of ads. But that gives me more time. I didn't set up that much because, once again, I was a little bit delayed. So we're going to do 3 minutes of ads. We're going to come back and we're going to tackle Lesson 6. Today could be the last day of our first construction. We'll see. Probably not. I'm willing to invest a little bit more time into it today, though. So, be right back, everybody. Welcome, welcome, and welcome back from people in ad break. Hello, TS Block. Hope you're doing well. Just getting started here. Had a little bit of a bumpy start to the stream, so we had to do 3 minutes of ads. I feel horrible and awful and evil, but I hope we can make it up to you guys with a fun stream. Oh my gosh, I just got blue all over me. Oh, yikes. Cool, cool. So, you guys know the drill. We're going to be continuing our work on our clamp construction. A lot of these lines got severely and sorely messed up. That's okay, though. We actually didn't do this part of the construction, which we need to do really quickly. Then we'll be doing the ortho on the top plane, extending a box out, and then we may revisit this and design the top of this. So we'll have to like revisit this, design the top, and then return. My fault. My bad. Forgot to. But we already did most of the hard math right here. So everything else is kind of relative anyways. To quote Nujibus, everything's relative when it's all in the family. I messed up that bar, but who cares? Let's go. Everything's relative when it's all in the... Yeah, what is the cadence there? What's the rhythm? Who knows? Cool. So, yeah, we need to do this portion, which we're not going to guess. We're not going to eyeball. We're going to pull out our... Part of me wants to keep this on screen, but the other part just, like, it's in the way. We'll keep it on. We'll keep it on screen unless you guys are vehemently opposed to that idea. TS Block, I hope your day is going well. I was going to follow that up with something, but I forgot, so I'll instead ask. What are you working on? What will your attention be divided to this stream? Divided to? Maybe like invested, I don't know. I'm pretty bad with the words today, but we're just gonna deal. Eating breakfast, shout out. What are you having for breakfast? Mind me being nosy. If you don't want to answer, just don't answer. Cool. Let's get this top done. So, yeah, we go from the what looks to be 4th to the 8th. So we have our 4th right here on both ends. And then we drop down to the 64th. Let's double check that this is 64th. We have our half, our quarter, our 8th, our 16th. Oof. Okay, there's our 16th. Really? Half, quarter, 8th, 16th, 32nd, 64th. Just gonna go to right there. Oof, that's so hard to follow. There's so many lines right there. I think right there. Then we connect the lines. It's easy as that. Okay, cool. This has been one heck of a first solo construction, non-demo construction. We've learned a bunch of important stuff. One consistent error that I've seen myself make, and I'm slowly starting to adjust, is I'm not measuring all the way down. Like, I'll use 2 points here to measure a 4th, but then, like, the ruler fades, so, like, measuring at a point at the top and bottom, ensure that it's pretty close. It minimizes error, and I've consistently failed to do that, so. Like, see, it looks like it lines up here, but it's actually not. So we'll just follow it down instead towards the VP. Oh, a bit too far right there. Yo, what's up? What was I saying? I almost said like Kavel. What's up, Naya? I hope you're doing well. Jeez, I really suck at speaking today. Maybe today's just one of those days. Then again, whenever I've ever been good at speaking. See, I'm like tripping up on my words. I don't know what's going on. There's a little slot on the top. I'm the new Kavel. There you go. The mantle has been passed. Now you have to complete lesson 6 of Drawbox. Good luck. You've usurped the throne and you must now deal with the consequences. How's life been going? Yeah. Well, I hope he treats you better. Sorry to hear. Cool, cool. Okay, so we're going to do the ortho for the top now. This will help us nail down. I should do this. Oh, no, that's facing the right direction. This should help us nail down where the box will begin to happen. What I think I did here is some weird stuff. That's what I did. I like my annotated version of this better because it helps me be like, okay, a third. I just need to do that. It informs me. Nail? Nail. Nail, she says. So, we're going to be, I think what I did there was an eighth on each side. Or I did the math. It was weird. Why did I not write it down? Come on, Cav. You goof. Okay. Well, we know we have to start it the same way we start anything else, and it's subdividing it into halves. So we'll start there. Ooh. I have a thing against feet. I find feet very gross. Just thinking about it's icky. We have to play the guesstimate the VP game. One of my least favorites, but you gotta do what you gotta do. We know that the VP in this direction is very, 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 very far away. And we don't have any similar lines to work with here, which kind of sucks. So we have to just kind of doing like a linear swipe between these two. That feels, yeah. So I can get used to what the slope will be in the middle. Because ideally, if I am going linearly, which I'm not, I'm human, come on. Then whatever's in between, once I get the hang of it, I can just stop. And ideally, this goes towards the VP. This is the problem with very, very far away, or maybe even not so far away VPs. And also we have this line to inform, this midline to inform where it'll be. So we could actually, if we trusted it, draw a line between these two. But that seems quite off. So we have to see who we want to trust here. Pass Kavel or just double check his work by doing it this way. Actually, not even double check, just past Kavel or present Kavel. I think both of them are relatively stupid, so. Yeah, I think we can get away with this. Oof, that did not line up in the middle quite well, but we'll draw one in this direction. This one, we actually know where the VP is, 16 inches. And we can double check that by putting it right here, 16-inch pivot. And then look at that. Maybe it's not exactly 16 inches, but it's close enough. Hey. The paper would stop shifting, that'd be helpful. Oof, where's the center? Right there, okay. So once again, we'll play a game of lining up with the actual VP, existing midlines. Yeah, because we have these 3 points right here and then the actual one. So we have to satiate all of those. But I'm just gonna do this because I'm lazy and it's probably close enough. So nice. Cool. Now we have to reinvent what we did right here. I definitely made a fake square because we did the math and it was too chaotic. So we're gonna do that here. And it looks like the only difference was a 16th. You guys can't see it on the camera, but there's a 16th gap there. And if we do a trace back, this is half, fourth, eighth, 16th. Yep. And the gaps are, that's 1/4, 3/4, and it goes to the halfway mark. We have these to help us, but we're also just going to subdivide because double checking and all that stuff. And how did I subdivide this? I did it rather evenly. How did I get that one? Eh? I think I transferred it, but I'm going to do it for real over here. Yep. Once again, we have a bunch of lines to help us sanity check and make sure doing everything in the right place. That seems quite good. So now we need to divide this in half. See, how did I divvy? Yeah, I just went across completely. Now we could, nah. I was gonna say we could do 2 X's here and get more midpoints to collect on, but we already have enough information that I feel like error is sufficiently minimized. Oh wait, no, we should do it that way because we're gonna need the fourths. So this is 2 birds, 1 stone. Sorry, birds. So now we can draw a line between these. And ideally, it'll line up to the VP. We'll make it line up to the VP anyways. Just to be extra. Period. I mean, just extra. Huh? Oh, wow. It's crazy how lesson 6 just messes with your brain. That seems relatively accurate. Oh, except for when you bump the ruler. Nice, that makes an eighth. Now we need to subdivide that one more time. But also we have a fourth, and we can... let's see, do we use a fourth over here? We do. And also, how do we get the size of this? Huh. Let's see. We made this square first. Also, look how that doesn't go through anything. Interesting. I almost need like a replay of... I wish I wrote down how I made this. That was used for transferring it. Same thing with that one. Who are you? Where did this line come from? I think this was from dividing it into absolute thirds. Absolute thirds? In absolute thirds. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna have to de-tape it. Sorry, washi tape. You must go. Because if I wanted a third, which would be this line, what would I do? I'd probably use the diamond method somewhere, which means we want a line right here. And then a line right here, right? Let's look that up. Ay, ay, ay. Nice. There's a new Puref version out, but like every time I try installing it, it's like you have to close Firefox and this program and that program. Like, why would I need to close everything? Kind of sketches me out. So yeah, we're doing this to obtain a third. Did we do that over here? We're gonna have our diamond. Which would be like this. And then the X through the middle, which is right here. Yeah, so that's our proof that we just did a third. We draw a horizontal line that starts the square. And then so that gives us the, we'll call this the Y bound. Where's the X bound of that? How did we get that? How did we turn that into a square? Oh, I think the math actually just turned out to be like that because of the ratio. This is a 1 to 1.5, which means it's a 2 to 3. So a third in this direction is a half in this direction. Look at that. It occupies the half. So that gives us the idea that this is a square. And then from there, I found the middle. What did I do here to get this? That line passes through here. Let's see, if I had a third and I want to move it over by a certain amount, how did I get that line? This is the center. So that means this is a quarter. That's a third. Here it is. That's how I got that center to mirror it. Okay. Which looks to be, I just used the fourth as a guide. Okay. So, now I'll keep it over here. What would I need to do to get those fourths going? Just subdivide this. I could subdivide these sides. I don't necessarily want to, but I think we will. Because we need the half right here. That makes it line up almost between those 3 points. Trying to get something that satisfies everybody. Cool. Now we will craft our third, which we did. I'm gonna kind of do it in like the direction that I have the paper oriented just to help me visualize it. We did from bottom right to half. And the intersection between that and the diagonal here is a third. We can actually mark both of these because it's symmetric. Is that really what I did? I have like a straight diagonal in here, which I don't really know its purpose. Wait a second, what is going on here? Okay, no, we're good. So yeah, if we draw a line through this, ideally, it'll give us the third. So it has to pass through these 2 points. Law of similar lines checks out, so we're gonna right there. That's the start of our box. I'm gonna be ballsy. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Because we don't want too many lines. Now what I'm gonna do is use this because we know that's a fourth, and this is 3/4. And up here, we know this is a fourth and this is 3/4. So ideally, if we pass through these 2 points and double check that we're aimed away, this should be good. Even though they're relatively closer, and we talked earlier in the stream about my most consistent mistake is using close points to form lines, but yeah, I should have probably been tilted a little bit more. So I'll make sure that happens over here. That seems like it's happening. The angle shouldn't be more steep than that one. There we go. Then we need to get that final 16th as well, because we only have a half, a fourth, an eighth. We need to get 7/16 for that. So we'll divide these up in a efficient way. I don't know the best way to go about this yet. Nice. Nope. Gotta make sure we're on the right side of the ruler, otherwise it'll cause the red muck to appear. Nice. So that's where we'll start rounding things. It's right here. And yeah, right here, we just kind of guesstimated what a square looks like, so we'll have to do that here, which is hard to do in perspective. But then, once we've guesstimated it, we can just transfer it to the other. So even if it's off on both sides. It won't look too weird. So I'm going to guess that's correct. Yeah, that feels okay. This one, we can only estimate so well, so we're just going to use similar lines. Because this VP is very far away, so we can kind of get away with it. Like this. And, oh wait, we don't have the midline. So we could either do it by vibes or get the midline, which I'd just rather do it by vibes. We're going to do that. Okay, so yeah, it's going to travel from here to here. It's going to round, travel from here to here, round, travel from here to here. Epic. Let's do it. Make sure our line's actually correct. I just realized we will have to go 3D here, which will be quite interesting. I didn't even plan for that. Huh. Yeah, we'll have to be able to add depth to this. I haven't come up with how yet, but I'll have to be in there somewhere. Oh, I almost used the main page, the ortho page as a scratch sheet. That would have been bad. Okay, the key about curves, maintaining flow. I want to make sure the curve feels like it's flowing into this. And sadly, in the past, I've learned that French curves aren't necessarily the best for this task, for specifically smaller curves. Nice. Okay. There's the top part of it. And yeah, we will have to figure out how we're going to do depth and all of that inside of there. Ideally, what I would like to do is I would just do an ad hoc drop down from here, 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 meet it like this, and then nothing too complex. Thankfully, this is deep enough in to where that back line won't show up, but we should include it. In fact, I'm willing to draw that right now. So we have this line right next to it that's very similar. So if you move it back just a tiny bit, look at there. Like so. It makes our construction just a little bit more believable. Go. Take a quick sip of water. Cool, cool. Alrighty. The time I've not been waiting for. So we need to make a certain box. I think it may be time to stick this back up there. In fact, maybe like right here. Maybe like this. Alrighty. So we have our fourths, we have our third right here. And I think we used, see, that's a fourth, that's our third. That's the gap we see right here. And I forgot what line we used. I remembered earlier, now I forgot. Let's see. We drew a line from right here to right here. Found the center and then transported it like that. So there we go. It's gonna get really confusing after this point. It's already been confusing, but here we go. Nice. And here to here. Oof, that isn't totally in the center, but that's okay. So yeah, that's our now our center point, which is awesome. Because now we're gonna go from our third up here. Here comes the fun part. We have to guess where this lands using our intuition. Why is that one so far? What did I do? That one seems correct. What am I doing? This one also seems correct. What? That can't possibly be right at all. Something's up here. What? Going crazy. Ah, what? Because like the line that these 2 points will make is definitely not convergent at all. It should be something like this, but that point's all the way out there for like no reason. Maybe you can go out a little bit further. Well, lucky for us, this is our measurable side, so we can force the occasion somewhat. So ideally, it'd be somewhere right here. Oh, that's so weird. That's so off. What is happening? What? What? I'm still in awe of like how this is possible. Okay, this is starting to make more sense. Ish. This is still not, but I think we ought to commit. Yo, what's a bear? How's it moving? Very, very calm and quiet stream tonight. Been me. How's Kavel and stream? I hope the people in the stream, I'm not sure if anyone's here. I haven't looked. Hope the people in the stream are doing well. I'm doing okay. Today was surprisingly a good day. I say surprisingly because, I don't know, I just didn't expect it to be. I was surprised. I was like trying to find ways to belittle this day and to be like, oh, it wasn't that good. But no. No matter what excuse I come up with, it doesn't really matter. It was a good day. Now that could all be changed by how well I draw this upcoming box. But, oh frick. I got my favorite tacos from my favorite taco shop. Actually tried a new one today, a new combination, I should say. It was fried mushrooms, chicken, pico, cheddar jack cheese, something else. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Well, bye. And it was very good. It was I didn't expect it, but the mushrooms made it very, very meaty flavor. Man, so good. Like it was super hearty, and then the other one was one of my favorites. It's uh a breakfast taco. It's bacon, egg, and cheese with potato, refried beans, voice crack, onions. I got a Dr. Pepper, and I chilled on my couch and watched another episode. That was probably the only bad part of today is I watched an episode of Fire Force. That show, dude, that show makes me upset. Like that could have been someone's first shonen after the rant. Cause like I need a slop anime and I don't really have another one to watch right now. Like legit, it's a typical shonen fight, but the main protagonist, this is like the boss fight, right? You know, you have like the side characters on the other side characters, and then the boss fight versus the main character, right? Very typical. Um, and like instead of like learning what the boss's secret ability is, or literally doing anything different to like overcome the boss, like the bad person, he was just like, I'm gonna save you because you're only evil because you had a hard past or something, and that was it. There was like, and there wasn't even like, it was a nothing burger. It was they. It made me so mad. I was like, I learned nothing from this episode. There was no growth. There was no moral of the story or any of that. Get out of here. Oh yeah, and it was like way too perverse the whole time too. The episode starts off with like like a sister, like a church, and in Fire Force they have like it's an allegory, or not even an allegory, but like it's just a parallel with like the Christian church. There's like crosses and stuff, and they like pray and they have sisters and stuff. And there's like devils, whatever. Um, and like it started off with her just being naked for like no reason, and like a shower, and then all of her clothes get burned off for no reason. It's very dumb. I texted I texted one of my friends. I was like, I'm watching Fire Force, and every episode I watch, it just gets worse. I was like, at what point do you just decide to make adult content? You know, like at what point you're just like, you know what, this is enough, and you just go that direction. I wouldn't fault them. It seems like they clearly want to do that. That seems like something they they want. PU. Look at that. We did it. Look at that. Hey. We made a square. Or hopefully a square. Who knows if it actually is. My phone has been blown up. Alrighty. Nice. We're going to subdivide it. Actually, we don't need to subdivide the bottom of it. We just need to mark out the corners because we have to go in and extrude it. And I don't know by how much. That's an issue. It's an issue that could have been resolved if we were proactive and didn't forget to, not even proactive, we just did our job and drew it up here where it belongs. But we didn't. I didn't. I'm the one at fault here. So we don't really know comparatively how tall it is to the rest of the thing. Then again, there's no absolute measurement we can use. Yes, there is. We could do that. We could extrude the sides up by a certain amount to get the height. So the mirroring method, that is a possibility. That would guarantee it's a correct height relative to this face. But let's go in real quick. Keep this tape right here, so I'm not like throwing away tape. And let's stare at the object. That sounds stupid. And immediately I'm noticing that it is probably this height. The height. You need to chill. The height of this is the same thickness as this. Maybe a little bit different. You guys could probably see that easier if it was like this. And then like directly under the camera. That's kind of impossible because this, whatever, okay. This and this are the same height. Which, if things are the same height, that actually makes our jobs a lot easier. Ish. Alrighty. Have a good one, Bear. Stay well, and I hope that the thing that came up, thing up, isn't bad. So it would be the height of this transposed to right here. And that's a very nice number because that's an eighth, exactly. So if we transferred an eighth up here, which how would we do that? We'd make a square, so we'd transfer it up right here till it hits that, and then go over here with it. We could even do it over here. Yeah. Go like that. That would give us a height, and then we could draw up to there. And then it's epic. Okay, wait, that's actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. Like, I'm kind of feeling good about it now. Let's hope my hope isn't misplaced. We'll see. I'm gonna take a sip of water real quick. Epic sauce. Let's do it. So, I thought that was going to take up like the rest of stream. And hey, it could. If we mess this up, it could be really bad. But for now, let's trust in our abilities. This to here. Nice. We assume it's going to go straight up. It has to. We don't just assume we know. We just kind of have to guess where that's going to be. Something like this. Which makes this seem correct. So now, I'm going to double check it with a larger ruler. Get this here. See, this gives us more room to make sure our slope is accurate. It really does feel like it's just going to land right there. And then from here to here to here. We want to make sure we're lined up with the existing diagonal right here. Otherwise, a overlap that isn't accurate would feel weird. I'm going to start with this line upwards, though, because this is kind of our source of truth. And if we make it weird, then it could kind of throw us off a little bit. Like that. It already looks a little weird. Yo, what's up, Gems? How's it going? Well, welcome to CAD 101. But you have to do it by hand, so it's not computer aided at all. Does CAD stand for computer aided or computer automated? I think it's aided, right? My high school engineering teacher would be so upset with me right now. Look at that. That's a square. Look at that. We're goated. Okay, so this. Oh, I almost messed myself up. That's not the midline. It's close, but it's not it. We need to go like this. From hither to hither. I'm actually going to do that over here because it's a bit less crowded. And then so that line goes right there. Nice. So that's going to be our center point. We can line it up with this and use some similar lines to sanity check ourselves. Right here. Right here. They're very close together, so that's why we have to use our little sanity check. And it looks good right there. So we're going to draw it across. Man, we would have been very incorrect if we did it with that top line. Yikes. So now we have this, and we can start constructing our thingamabob. About right there. Wait, why? What? Yeah, it needs to go all the way up here. This is not long enough. Hi. I said earlier this was exactly 16 inches away, but my brain is now telling me that it's 16 and a half. That's what I've decided on. Oh, I think I was tripping. I think this will work out. Oh, come on. Come on. Let me pick up the ruler, please. Eh. Nice. There we go. Hey. Something like that. So my initial thought was actually quite accurate. Double check my efforts. My efforts. Yeah, that looks correct. Ay, oof, didn't mean to make that dot so hard though. Jeez. Yeah, the all lines up. Let's do it. We'll start with the line of truth. We'll start with a longer ruler. What was that? Did I scrape it or something? Who knows? Ah, frick. Oh. Oh. Ah, I see. I almost did it from the wrong line again. That would have been bad. Hmm. I'm going to correct this line because it's bothering me. Kind of like skipped the ink a little bit. Nice. Yep, that's good. There's our height. Looks like a little volleyball net or something. So now what we can do is project this to here and then shoot it to the VP so it has a uniform height. We'll do that really quick and then we'll call it for the night. We can use similar lines to help us find that line to project. So we have this line right here, which is probably the closest. Something like that feels good. Then for this dot right here, we actually have a line right here, which we can use. In fact, they're very close, so they're going to be practically the same. Look at that, guys. Great progress. Yeah, so next stream, we'll probably be able to finish this. I want to get too ballsy with our claims, but hey, I mean, I'm excited. Our first construction finished, and it didn't go completely horrible yet. We don't know that for sure, but it doesn't feel like everything's awful and evil and all that stuff. Cool. So, man, tonight went by way too fast, like crazy fast. We had a good stream then. Oh yeah, we're only streaming for like an hour and 15, so nothing crazy. Awesome. So, thank you all for joining me tonight. Thank you, Jims, Bear, Naya, TS Block, and our friend Dio. I think that was everybody. Yeah, nothing really to report. We're gonna be streaming Wednesday and Thursday. We won't be streaming Friday, and we maybe will stream Saturday. I'm going back home to get a haircut and see my family, so we'll see what happens. But once again, sincerely, I love nights like these. Thank you guys for joining, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.